Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time visiting this channel, click on the subscribe button and then smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video you will get notified as soon as possible. Yeah, so we are in a new week, and as usual we look forward to see what happens in the coming weekend. So we normally look at what each of these market has for us going into a new week, and last week was a profitable week for us. All right, yes, last week was a profitable week for us. GJ gave us 231 pips. Yeah, GJ gave us 231 pips, and so we look forward to see what the market also has for us this week. All right, yes, this week. And so just stay watch through to the end, and on the last part I'll show you how we're able to catch that number of pips, or how we're able to catch that beautiful trade on GJ. So let's go to the dollar index and see what is happening on the dollar index. So for last week I made you aware that I'm still looking forward to see price push to the upside. All right, yes, I think price was within the zone. Yeah, price was within the zone. That was last week, and so I was expecting price to push to the upside, which it did exactly that. All right, which it did exactly that. And so by this price actually realized that we've seen a shift in structure. All right, we've seen a shift in structure here. Let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see what is happening on the 4-hour time frame. Yes, so just as you can see, all these buy side liquidities has been beautifully cleared. All right, all these buy side liquidities has been beautifully cleared. And so going into this week, I'm expecting to see price retrace. All right, to retrace, to fill all these voids we are seeing here. All right, to fill all these buy side liquidity voids we are seeing here. All right, yeah, so I'm expecting price to fill all these voids and to tap into the zone. All right, to tap here. All right, I'm expecting price to come back to tap here, and then we see price continue to the upside. All right, and so the dollar index is still bullish. Yes, the dollar index is still bullish. All right, just that this week I'll expect to see that retracement before we see a continuation to the upside. Yeah, so that is that for the dollar index. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. So bullish dollar, bearish AUDUSD. All right, bullish dollar index, bearish AUDUSD. So last week we saw price push to the downside, but unfortunately we missed this trade. All right, here, but I mean, hey, it's normal. All right, it's normal. It's normal. Going into this week, I'm still expecting a continuation to the downside. All right, yes, my next draw on liquidity is going to be this fair value gap you are seeing here. All right, it's going to be this fair value gap. But let's quickly go to the monthly and check up something on the monthly. All right, let's quickly, yes, so I'm expecting price to move to the zone on the monthly. All right, yes, I'm expecting price to push to the zone on the monthly. So this low here, I'm expecting this low to be violated. So that is that on the monthly. All right, yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you. All right, here, so we saw price push into this other block, and then once it got there, we saw a quick rejection to the downside. So I'm expecting price to push to the zone. Let's go to the 4-hour and see what is happening. All right, yeah, so going into this week, yeah, going into this week, this is what I want to see. Definitely this is the high that was made on Friday. All right, sorry, yeah, this is the high. All right, this is the high. Yes, this is the high that was made on Friday, and so I want to see price push up, clear that high, and then tap into this fair value gap plus the other block we are seeing here, and then a continuation to the downside. All right, as you can see, there is a fair value gap here. All right, there's a fair value gap here, a fair value gap here. All right, yes, there's a fair value gap here plus another block that makes it a very, very high probability trade. All right, it makes it so high probability trade. So going into this week, I want to see price push up. All right, clear Friday's high, fill up this fair value gap we are seeing here, and then we see a continuation to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is my expectation on AUDUSD going into this week. That is my expectation on AUDUSD going into this week. Let's look at what is happening on GBPUSD. For GBPUSD, price is likely, all right, price is likely to break its all-time low. All right, let's shift to the monthly time frame and see. Yes, look at the monthly. The monthly is so bearish. All right, the monthly is so bearish. We haven't seen any reversal yet on the monthly. All right, we haven't seen any reversal yet. It is still bearish. All right, yeah, so I'm looking at how price is going to react when it gets to this low. I wouldn't be surprised if we see price breaking the all-time low. All right, so this is the all-time low of GBPUSD. All right, this is the all-time low, so I wouldn't be surprised, and I mean it will happen. All right, yeah, oh sorry, this is it. Yes, this is the all-time low. All right, this is the all-time low. So going into this week, I'm still expecting price to push. All right, break this low, and then move here before we can see a continuation or a reversal to the upside. All right, before we can see a reversal to the upside. So going into this week, since the dollar index is still very bullish, all right, since the dollar index is very bullish, I want to see this low being cleared. All right, I want to see this low, but let's shift to the 4-hour time frame and see. All right, but apart from that, apparently we have this void here, of which I wouldn't be surprised if going into this week, Monday, Tuesday, we see this void being filled before a continuation to the downside. All right, yeah, so I'm expecting this void to be filled just to make up for the high of the week. All right, I've always told you that if you are bearish on a market going into a new week, expect the high of the week to be formed. All right, so if you are bearish on the market, that means between Sunday and then Wednesday, you are likely to see some bit of bullishness. All right, for the high of the week to form before the actual bearish movement begins. All right, yeah, so since I'm still bearish on the dollar index going into this week, I'm expecting to see the high of the week form by filling these voids we are seeing here before we see a continuation to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is my expectation on GBPUSD going into this week. But let's look at what is happening on USDCAD. Let's go what is happening on USDCAD. So bullish dollar, bullish USDCAD. All right, bullish dollar, bullish USDCAD. Just that I'm not so enthused by what is happening with the current price action of USDCAD. All right, here let's look at something on the monthly FC. Look at how price action has been since the beginning of this year. Look at how price action on USDCAD has been since the beginning of this year. So for USDCAD, I'm not giving it so much attention now. All right, because of how price is reacting. All right, because of how price is reacting. Because of how, even if I'm going to give the attention, I'm going to be on the lower time frame. All right, yes, so lower time frame, that means I will be targeting short-term highs or short-term lows. All right, but looking at this price action on the 4-hour, looking at this price action on the 4-hour, going into this week, we are likely to see price push to this zone. All right, we are likely to see price push to this zone before we see a continuation to the upside. All right, before we see a continuation to the upside. And so if I'm to take any trade on USDCAD, this zone is going to be my target. All right, this zone is going to be my target, and that is going to depend on how price is going to react this week. Definitely, if I should see price retracing back to this zone, then I'll take my buys here and target this zone. All right, which is going to be about, let's see, going to be about 169 pips. All right, which is going to be about 169 pips. So that is my expectation on USDCAD going into this week. That is my expectation on USDCAD going into this week. Let's look at what is happening on Nasdaq. Let's look at what is happening on Nasdaq. So bullish dollar index, bearish Nasdaq. Yes, bullish dollar index, bearish Nasdaq, and we've already seen it happening. All right, this low has been taken out. Let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see. This low has already been taken out. All right, that gives us a shift in market structure. That gives us a shift in market structure. So my next draw in liquidity is going to be here. All right, my next draw in liquidity is going to be here and here. All right, yeah, that is going to be my next draw in liquidity. And so going into this week, I'll be looking for selling opportunities. I'll be looking for selling opportunities on Nasdaq. All right, so before that, I want to see price. This is a fair value. This is a fair value gap you are seeing here. All right, this is a fair value gap, and so going into this week, you are likely to see price push up. All right, you are likely to see price push up back into this old low we are seeing here. All right, yes, so we have an old low here. All right, we have an old low here, and then we have a fair value gap in between that. All right, we have a fair value gap here. So going into this week, I want to see price retrace. All right, yes, I want to see price retrace to within the zone, then you see a continuation to the downside. All right, then we see a continuation to the downside. So I want to see something like this. All right, I want to see something like this, and then we see a push to the downside. So that is my expectation on Nasdaq going into this week. That is my expectation on Nasdaq going into this week. Let's look at what is happening on S&P 500. So Nasdaq, S&P 500, same plan. All right, Nasdaq, S&P 500, same plan. So for S&P 500, this zone is going to be my draw on liquidity. All right, this zone is going to be my draw on liquidity, and so going into this week, I will be looking for selling opportunities. All right, I want to see a retracement back into this zone, then we see a push to the downside, clearing this liquidity we are seeing here. All right, yeah, so for S&P 500, that is a simple plan I have for S&P 500 going into this week. All right, yeah, that is my plan for S&P 500. I'm bearish on Nasdaq, bearish on S&P 500. So that is my expectation so far as S&P 500 is concerned. All right, let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. All right, and I'm going to show you the trade we caught on GBPJPY. GBPJPY is bullish. All right, I'm bullish on GBPJPY. Yeah, I'm bullish on GBPJPY going into this week. I don't want to see this low being cleared. I don't even want to see price break through more than 50% of this bullish candle we are seeing here. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. All right, because look at price action. Look at what price action has been doing. All right, yes, look at it. So per the order flow of the market, I can see a bullish order flow so far as GBPJPY is concerned. All right, so going into this week, I don't want to see price break through more than 50% of this bullish candle we are seeing here. All right, yes, let's shift to the 4-hour time frame and see. So I want to see price just this zone will be okay. All right, I want to see price come back into this zone, but I won't be surprised though if we see price push all the way down to this zone before we see a push to the upside. All right, yeah, so I'm still bullish on GBPJPY. So this is a trade we caught. All right, we caught this trade right from this zone. All right, we caught this trade right from this zone, and it took us right here. All right, that is 231 pips, and I posted this on my channel. All right, so those of you who took that trade, congratulations. Those of you who took that trade, congratulations. If you didn't, then I mean, better luck next time. All right, better luck next time. As a trader, I mean, the fact that you are making losses that shouldn't scare you from taking your next trade. All right, the fact that you are making losses, even though the month of August, or from the month of July, somewhere in between July till now, which is August, we haven't really seen things clearly so far as the market is concerned. All right, a few losses in here and there. That doesn't mean that if I should see my setup, it should scare me from taking trades, because I mean, I've been facing some losing streaks. So what? All right, I've been facing some losing streaks. So if I've seen my setup, it should that those losses should scare me. No. That is not how to react on the market as a developing trader. All right, yes, that is not how to react on the market as a developing trader. All right, no matter how good your setup is or your strategy is, you don't know the outcome of that setup. All right, so once everything falls in place for you, take the trade. All right, once everything falls in place for you, take the trade, no matter how it is. I mean, so far as you're managing your risk, you have nothing to worry about. All right, you have good risk to reward. You are managing your risk. Come on, you are good to go. All right, and this was 1:3.5 risk to reward. This 1:3.5 risk to reward. So imagine if we've had 3 consecutive losses. All right, 3 consecutive losses with a similar risk to reward ratio, and then we've taken this trade and we won the trade. What does it tell you? All right, this trade alone has cancelled all your 3 losses and has given you some amount of profit in addition. All right, that is how you should react as a developing trader or as a trader on the market. All right, that is how you should react as a trader on the market. So that is just that going into this week. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and then smash the notification bell. If you're not part of my Telegram community too, the link is in the description box below. Click on the link and then be part of my Forex Telegram community. Yes, and the month of August, just as I made you aware last week, is a rough month. Yes, I'll say it again. The month of August is a rough month, and so your targets, when you get into the trade, I mean, take what you can take. The little you can take, just take it and leave. All right, just take it and leave. The month of August is not a month that you can be in swing trades. It doesn't give you swing setups. All right, the month of August does not favor swing setups. All right, so don't be in a trading and be like, oh, I want to swing. You are going to regret it. All right, yes, so the month of August, I mean, it's a slow month. It's a slow month, which is favorable for short-term trades. So if you have a scalp setup, if you have a day trade setup, just take it. All right, myself going into this week and then the subsequent weeks ahead. All right, until we get into September, October, I'm really going to be much focused on the lower time frame, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. All right, those are going to be my focus so far as the time frames are concerned, because in events like this or in periods like this, the market is kind of rough. All right, it just gives short-term targets and all that, so you might want to also follow just that, and it's going to help you a lot. All right, yeah, so that is just that going into this week. All right, yes, I'll talk to you at another time. Stay safe and I wish you all the best for this week.